Oh, you mean the blur? Fuck you guys. You guys are confusing me. Not helping at all. Okay, we are live, it seems, on YouTube. Yeah, okay, good. Jesus, so hard. Okay, great. How is the quality on Twitch now? I mean, I'm using their beta feature, some broadcasting stuff where I can like stream in 1440p. In 2K, you can. Is it good? Like, does it even show the option for? So weird, it doesn't. Okay, it should show the option. Yeah, I don't know. Weird. Okay. Okay. Well, I just came back from the gym and feeling energized to do an hour or two of streaming. So anyway, good to see you all. Always happy when Rebecca and Cedric are here. Super cool. Hopefully you can stick around a bit. Yeah, what is to say? What is to say? Another night. I promised yesterday I would stream, so I'm here. Let's see, did I like pin the programmer network thing? No, I didn't, right? I really need to do something with these commands. I know that all of these streamers, they do this crap. They spam this thing, you know, you get a follower and you get this animation and all of that crap. How do you do that? I think I had that long ago. I forgot how you do that crap. Anybody remembers? Viewers, documentation, event feed. No, I mean, I did that before. I just forgot because I didn't care. So we have these commands, actions and queues. I think it's this, the heart of Streambot. Actions are what defines what can happen and when. Okay? Join the platform, okay? Timed action, okay? Every 15 minutes. Okay, every 15 minutes. But is this working actually? Do we get these things like, oh, join programmer network? Do we even get that? No, okay. Did I actually pin this crap? I'm getting old. Yeah, I did pin it. Okay. So we're not getting these messages you're saying. Okay, that's weird. Why? Enabled, always run. Sure. All right. I don't know. I don't care. I mean, I guess I could, right? Let's queue it. Nah, so there's no queues. Shoots them. Hey, buddy, good to see you again. Pending actions, no. Yeah, I don't know. I'll spend some time maybe with this crap offline because I don't like to spam this stream, right? I want it to be, you know, I want it to be clean stream. I don't want to ask people to follow. I don't care. If you want, follow. If you don't, I don't care again. So it's up to you. Actually, yeah, why am I even I don't care if people will follow. I can't care less. Shit, no, wait, I closed the chat completely. Crap, didn't want to do that. I closed the tool. I thought when I click X, the tool is going to minimize. Shit, wait. Kill the tool. No, yeah, okay, wait, I don't see the chat anymore. Okay, great. People forget fast, better to remind them. Yeah, I mean, if people forget to follow, I'm also fine with that, honestly. I don't care, honestly. Like, I mean, there's literally no significance in followers at all. I have like 7,000 and I always have like 50, 60 people watching. I never see that number move up. It's almost like, I think that out of these 50, 60 people that watch me when I stream, I believe that 90% are bots. At least because there's always like 5 people talking. And then, like, so it's impossible. It has to be bots. I think even Twitch probably has bots just to keep people streaming, right? So I think maybe there's like, out of these 50 people that watch, there's probably like 5 actually. That's my assumption. Maybe you are even a bot. Maybe I'm a bot. Who knows? All right. I mean, does it really matter? No, I shit you not. I mean, it's like if there's 50 people I was going to listen. I was going to the gym a couple of nights ago, and actually tonight as well, like maybe 20 minutes ago, and I was thinking about this subject, and it's actually quite hilarious because think about it. Let's say you have 100 people watching, but like they never interact, they never ask, they never kind of join the communities. Like, does it really matter if they're real people or not? Like seriously, if we are to tangibly measure the significance of real versus not real, what is the significance, right? If they don't interact or talk, if they don't subscribe, yeah, but I don't have ads. I disabled all the ads on the stream. At least I disabled everything I can. So if you see ads, that's Twitch throwing ads on you. So unfortunately, if I could do that, right? You get what I mean? So it's kind of like, I mean, Twitch gotta make money, sure, but how, right? I mean, like, how will they, people see, when I see an ad, I instantly would close the stream. I would close my own stream if I see the ad, right? Because I don't have ads. I disabled that the first day when I started streaming, right? Because it's ridiculous. I mean, you cannot make money off of that. You have to have like 100,000 people watching to make money off of ads, right? Like, not 50. No, I mean, seriously, I hate. So that's the point, is like when you kind of try to quantify the follower ratio, viewer ratio, right? It's like, if you had 100 people watching, probably not still, right? Because if I had 100,000 people watching, I would probably be doing this full time. I would have revenue stream coming from various, I mean, I do this stream for hobby, right? So I have zero value except having fun with you guys, like a tangible value, like money or whatever. Sure, you could say some of you sign up on Programmer Network, that gives me some motivation. Absolutely, I respect that. But if I, of course, but I would never, I never see these ads being something useful for a streamer, ever. I think they're damaging no matter how popular you are. I think, you know, if you have thousands of people watching you, probably a bunch of them are, you know, subscribing and stuff. So out of the respect, actually those who are subscribed, I guess they don't actually see ads anyway, right? So anyway, I hate ads. I would ban that from every platform anywhere, right? But I get it. But anyway, I was thinking about this viewers and stuff. Is like, yeah, there's 300 viewers, right? It's like, who cares, right? I mean, if people are not active, they're not interfacing with the stream, if they're not, you know, talking, saying something, does it really matter if it's 50, 300 or 10,000? It's just a number. It's just a number that I don't actually see it. I don't know. I never see this viewers number when I stream, but you guys probably see it somewhere in Twitch in some corner. I remember there was like this many people watching, right? It's like, who cares? It has no value at all. Okay, anyway, let's get back to coding. Good evening, everybody. I think maybe Rebecca, as I said many times, as long as a couple of you are coming back here and we're like hanging out together, having fun, having a couple of good laughs and learning together, I genuinely, deeply don't care, right? Because, I mean, technically, like you say, if it's better, maybe. All right, but let's start. Okay, shoots, then before I respond to that, let's just start with what we've done recently, just so I can recap myself. So courses are live. Feature is very stable. It's amazing. It looks very good. I'm gonna start writing courses as I promised. As of today, I already started. This is just my aggregate of some of my YouTube videos, so this is not really a course. This is really just a bunch of my YouTube videos combined. But courses as a feature, you could say, is pretty stable. Probably over the next couple of days or weeks, there's going to be some tiny things. I know there's a little bug here when uploading resources to Cloudflare R2. I actually don't remember if section ordering works. It does. Okay, very good. I think it does, at least. Let's see if we can. Yeah, so there is a little glitch here, I can see. But yeah, that is it. I did a lot of database optimizations actually today. I wrote a bunch of migration files. In simple words, we missed a lot of indexes as this whole platform has been built inside of the stream over the years. We missed some like pretty kind of newbie type of things, right? So for example, if we take a look at the foreign keys, right? So this is the migration file I, of course, generated with AI. I first analyzed my database. And actually quite fascinating thing what I did. Let me show you. Quite interesting thing that I did today, which was quite awesome, actually. So if you go to any P-SQL tool you're using. I think you can do this with just native CLI P-SQL as well. But if you go to your database and click ERD for database, right, you're gonna see the diagram of your old tables, right? This was so useful, guys, super useful. So you render your right. You probably know this. We all know this, right? We know that PG admin has this view where you can. So these are all of the tables a programmer network has, right? So these are all of our tables right now. Now, one interesting thing, right, is that you can of course export this, right? You can export this here. You can generate the SQL. But what you can also do, right, you can also do something very interesting that's useful for the AI, right? So you can download the image, which kind of sucks because AI cannot read off of it because resolution is too small. But then you can actually save this into a file, right? And when you save it into this PG-ERD file, you can then, because it's just like a similar to XML type of file, you can drag it to AI and say, hey, AI, analyze my whole data model. All tables, man, and it's so good. So that's what I did today. And what it basically did, it kind of found, hey, you're missing indexes, you're missing this. You're like, man, it was so many optimizations I did. Well, you can do this in your editor, yes, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about utilizing Gemini, for example, I'm paying for Gemini and ChatGPT, my company pays for it, right? So oftentimes, instead of me spending cursor credit, because I spent like $800 this month already, instead of doing that, you can offload a lot of this stuff, right? And when you move a file like this, like for example, if we would save this file now to my desktop, right? This is a huge context file, right? So if you upload this to a very expensive model, Opus or whatever, this is gonna be like, you see, this is 463 kilobytes, right? If I actually open this very quickly here, you'll notice this is a huge file, right? So you kind of want to avoid giving this as an input context to expensive models, because you're gonna spend like $2 already just giving this thing to AI, right? So that's why you take this file, you export it like this, then you go to Gemini, which you don't know how much credit you have there. I never reached any Gemini, what is it called, a limit or something. So you come to Gemini here, I have a Gemini Pro, and then you say, new chat. And actually, let's do it together just for the sake of it, right? So I can come here. I can take this DB backup that I just made. So I'll just drag it here and I say, let's analyze my entire database schema and figure out the best optimizations we can make, if any. We can say, let's not think about 1 billion user scale. This is still a relatively low traffic platform, right? So for example, something like this. So you kind of do this here, and yeah, now you're gonna get like, and this is so powerful, man. I mean, I used to do this back in the days, and this would take sometimes weeks, right? Because now you're like, oh, we have all of these tables. What the fuck do we do, right? Where do we even start optimizing? The context in our minds is not ready for that, right? That's why whoever said a few minutes ago when I shared this thing said, oh my god, dude, what the hell is that? So many tables. No, this is not so many tables. This is, you could say this is even very few tables. I have worked on projects past 2 decades with hundreds of tables. Sometimes I think one of the pharmaceutical projects where I worked, I think we had over 600 tables, right? So this is nothing compared to how complex things can get, right? But this is an old file, so this is no longer actually true. So I think I gave it like an old file because I improved a lot of things. But anyway, just a tip, this is what I did and it works really well. So give it a shot and then you can just analyze some of the stuff. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, what do we do today? Let's figure it out. Let's go to our roadmap. I did a lot of work. I just wanted to do a quick stream. AI schemas review courses. This is some of the comments I wrote. Most of this stuff is in fact fixed. This is kind of the only thing we maybe didn't implement. We would need to extend our courses table with these what will students learn. And then here on the courses landing page, here when you come to landing page, somewhere we need like a little category where we say, hey, this is what you're gonna learn in this course. And I think I think I got inspired by Udemy. Let's actually go to Udemy. I want to see I'm going to click on some random course. Yeah, so this is kind of what they do. So let's kind of maybe start with this and implement this very quickly. So we're going to take a little screenshot of this as an inspiration. We're going to go maybe create a new task here. Just finalize what will students learn section, right? I'm going to create a little draft here. And we're gonna update that crap. Gonna move that here. Let me know if music is too loud. There's a high probability that music is too loud, so if it is, let me know. Why am I dealing with production? Let's not do that. Let's leave production alone. Let's just okay. Let me just. This is a new course. It's a new course. This is a new course. There's another optimization we could do. We could kind of we could create some paginated tags, right? This now we're loading. How many tags are we loading to the UI, right? This is a lot of data. It's probably like 400 kilobytes of JSON. 122 kilobytes. Yeah, I mean, kind of feels unnecessary. Clutters the UI has to process this, right? The browser has to process this, right? And why is this 500? Okay, we'll need to optimize some of that stuff. Anyway, okay, let's kind of start there. So I'm gonna create some course. This is a new course. This is a new course. This is the section we kind of need to implement. So let's kind of smack this bad boy here. Save. Let's create a section. This is my first section. It would be nice, I guess, if we would... Yeah, never mind. Okay. And let's create a new lecture. This is my awesome lecture. And, this is gonna be so cool. Best lecture ever. Create. Okay, let's publish this. Let's preview it. So we only have one lecture. Let's say completed. Yeah, so somewhere over here, we need to kind of smack this what will you learn thing, right? All right, well, yeah. Let's try one thing. So first, let's figure out, so what will you learn? I guess it's gonna be, let's figure out the data structure for that. So we can store that as a JSON-B, right? As part of, let's take a look at our existing tables. So if we take a look at, the course. So what do we have now? We have a title, slug, summary, description, and maybe we could have a JSON-B type. This stream is about programming network platform. That's what we're building. You can sign up if you care. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. I also don't care about many things in life. Is approved, is published. So I think here we can have like basically how could we call that relative to this, right? So how could we call this new field that we need in our database? Let's figure that one out. So, you know, how do we call a new field on our course table? So basically, what's going to be conveyed in the UI is what was it? What will students learn? What you'll learn? What you'll learn? Yeah, okay. What you'll learn. Okay. So how could we call that field in our table? Learning points, maybe something like this. What do you guys think? And then that could be an array of objects. So basically, not an additional table. I don't think that's necessary because we'll never. I mean, okay, there is a benefit of it being an additional table, but besides that, we'll never fetch learning points, right, on their own, separate from the course itself, I guess, at least not for now. So I guess over here, okay, let's maybe, because you guys are kind of useless, let's discuss it with AI. At least AI is useful. Okay. Okay. Use Postgres MCP for this task. We want to finalize the implementation of what you'll learn for the course table, which is essentially a list of points that will be shown under the course's landing page. The white screenshot is the inspiration from Udemy, and that is what we will want under our course landing page. The second screenshot is what we already have under course form. Let's discuss the approach, how we name the new field, and if we should make it a JSON-B or some other data type. All right, let's take a look at that. Let's see how we proceed. This is why I love AI. It's so enjoyable to work with it, man. It's like you have something to validate your thoughts against. It's so amazing. Like, I love talking to it, especially when you guys are quiet. Josh, good evening, buddy. How you doing? Oh, what a squeaky sound. It's terrible. All right, let's see what this regex on steroids says to us now. This almighty prediction algorithm. What is the text that it's going to predict based on petabytes of data that it has? Let's see. This robot, as I call it. Okay, so it ran get object details. So basically, as I told it, hey, robot, hey, regex on steroids. Check out my current tables, and based on that, let's discuss and make best decisions about proceeding further. And now the most important part of the job is, in fact, telling it if it sucks or if it doesn't suck, right? Learning outcomes. Okay, so the name that it chose is already better than mine. So it took it like 7 seconds to beat me in that. Add a learning outcomes? Fuck, man, I would never come up with that. Field to the course table to store an array of learning points that will be displayed on the course landing page. This field will use JSON-B, yes. For flexibility and future extensibility, maybe. Okay, so it is a JSON-B. It agrees with me. It currently stores a simple array of strings. Future-proof can involve two objects with additional properties, ID, order level without schema migrations. Supports advanced indexing, index if needed for search querying, works seamlessly with typebox, sure, consistent with modern type, yeah, okay. Database migration, yeah, standard stuff, allow null true. Default to null or empty array if preferred. Can I default to empty array? No index needed initially, can add index later if searching within outcomes is required. Nice, man, that's great. Hopefully you're learning and not just copy pasting, but that's very good. Just keep building. That is the best way to learn, the only way to learn, really. Okay. So it's kind of failed a bit. Let's not make learning outcomes optional field. That makes the contract less predictable. Let's ensure that learning outcomes are worst case, always an empty array. This is so we don't need to do unnecessary checks in the UI and prevent short circuits. Okay, that it kind of failed there a bit. Sure. You cannot start learning so many things at the same time, my friend. You have to be very careful. How many things you start. It takes many years to become a programmer. To become a good software engineer, it takes even more years. So becoming a programmer is easy. Becoming an engineer is hard. So don't get ahead of yourself, because you will fail sooner than you think. JavaScript on its own takes many years to learn properly. Learning outcomes. I made few other changes to your proposal, mostly not making the new learning outcomes field optional. So I removed a bunch of conditional statements. Okay, let's see. Let's refine this. So this is kind of where it farted out a bit. It's fine. It almost nailed it 90%. It's just we need to design these contracts in a stable way, so we don't deal with this can be null or empty array or not exist. That's not typed language. That is chaos, right? So let's not do that. That's fucking super dumb. I think it failed again. I don't think it understood, or maybe the way that I expressed my thoughts sucked. It's probably that, but yeah. Yeah, I think, no, actually, I think I said it well. I think it failed to understand. So no, not really. I think it failed, definitely. Definitely failed. It's fine. I mean, it didn't fail. It's still highly so useful. It's amazing. So I'm not criticizing it in a bad faith, like, oh, you suck. No, not at all. It's just yeah, kind of didn't. Yeah, I don't know why this glitches this crap, like when it writes. It's so annoying. It's like, I never... It's still writing, I guess. Yeah, it's still writing. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, it's still writing. Okay, so... Okay, I think actually it is, because it's going to write a migration, and for all the existing courses, which there's just like one on the platform, it's going to just append, it's going to just set the default value to an empty array. So that, okay. Yep. Yep. Sure. Correct. Yeah, this is, yeah, simple stuff. Yes, let's just proceed with that. Thank you very much for your follows, guys. Appreciate it. Let's just proceed with that. And that should be a very simple task, especially now when we have this amazing tool to speed up writing strings manually. Thanks God we no longer have to do that, at least not in the UI, where it's even more absurd. Okay. Yeah. So you can see what it does, right? It's gonna, we're created a migration. It's gonna add a new column to our course table, and then it's gonna run a raw query, as it's called. It's gonna say, hey, update the course, set learning outcomes to an empty array JSONB where learning outcomes is null. Of course, all courses right now have learning outcomes null because, yeah, this field doesn't exist yet. And then they're saying, hey, if this fails, if this migration fails, just remove the column. So that's kind of a fallback, right? Standard migration file, right? I don't know. I don't know if we can do that with Sequelize. Very good suggestion. Let's check. I'm not sure. I mean, we're doing that already here, right? We're doing that already here. I don't know if Sequelize is going to do that whatsoever, right? But it doesn't actually. It doesn't matter right now. It's absolutely relevant because this is a brand new feature. There's really no data, right? Even if it was, this would be. But we could we could ask. Let's for the sake of learning opportunity. Let's ask. So let's ask. Just asking. Don't write any code. Isn't Sequelize going to already set all the records to a default empty value? Is the raw query actually necessary? Let's see. I don't know, and I'm happy when I don't know, because it always feels almost your brain is like, yes, I learned something new, fuck yeah. So hopefully, yeah, I would assume that this is implicit, but let's see. When you add a column with not null, yeah, and that, which is what we're doing, and default in Postgres existing rows are automatically backfilled with the default value, since, right? You can remove the back, exactly. So essentially, your right shoots them, yeah. How did I get into? I got into tech, man, very, very early. I mean, I'm 37 years old now, so I've been working since I was 18. So I got my first job in 2007, and I wrote my first program. First time I programmed was in 1999. I got my first computer in 1997, and then in 1999 I wrote my first line of code in Pascal. And then maybe a year or two later, I wrote my first Pascal terminal app, CLI. And then I wrote some PHP, C++, C, standard stuff back then. Yeah. But absolutely relevant. Doesn't matter what I did. You can learn that as well, and you can become as good as you want. You just have to put in the effort. It's all about effort. Grandpa, yeah, exactly. Okay, Shall we now proceed with ensuring that the UI is also finished? Let's give it a snippet of code. What was it? And then we're done with this. What will students learn? What will students learn? Oh shit, wrong input. Input programming, yeah. What will students learn? Let's now ensure that this is properly connected to a service and that it actually works. You were also about to show me, do you use services in React? Of course I use. I mean, this UI, the reason why this platform is so amazing technologically, why it's so fast and why it all just works, is because it's built on top of the core premise of simplicity, right? So there's nothing fundamentally mind-blowingly complex, and lack of that complexity comes from my personal experience, right? So there's nothing really crazy. I can show you. I can show you. Wait, why do I have? What is? Okay, so we have basic services, right? So it's a very simple thing. I have my own request wrapper. So this is what our entire UI is based upon. So I'm using Axios. I'm using Axios interceptors for the sake of authentication and stuff, and also I can react to some custom errors from my backend. That's all written here in set response interceptor. And then essentially I have just generic methods here, just generic functions, methods, whatever you want to call them. In this context, this is a class, so they're methods. And essentially these are so this is my entire request library. Now, of course, for each different resource, I have different HTTP clients. So this is comments. So hey, give me comments by commentable ID, create a comment, right? Update a comment, very simple stuff. And then these things are mostly called either in Redux tuncs, in Redux reducers, in Redux tunc actions, or they're directly called within some component somewhere. That depends purely on not everything is written in Redux, obviously. So there's some things that we need to be global, some things that we need local. And that more or less sums it up. Then, of course, if we go to our Redux store, standard stuff, nothing mind-blowing. Let's take a look at some random thing. Let's take a look at the user. So this is our user reducer. Very declarative, very amazing. We have some initial state, as always, in flux pattern. We have some initial state for user state. And then for each, so we have the slice, we have the reducer for our users, and you can see incredibly repetitive, incredibly kind of boilerplatey, but incredibly efficient, because this is almost like our state machine where we say, okay, when I confirm an email, which is an async tunc, so we can go into this confirm email method here, what can happen to any asynchronous action? Three things can really happen. That action is either loading, it's succeeding, or it's going to fail. So for every HTTP request you send, you're going to be one of these three states. It's going to load for some time, then it's going to either succeed, hopefully, or it's going to fail. So good thing about Redux, and why I love it, even with some additional boilerplate like this, is that this is so clear. So when you define your state as a separate thing in your state machine like this, under quote state machine, it's very clear what it means for you. So what it means for me when a login succeeds. So what does it mean to my app in the context of state when the login succeeds? What does it mean? Well, it means that we change the user state transition to login succeeded, and we use these transitions across the apps, so across the whole app. So I can always say in some component somewhere, if user's transition is error transition, because you can see if I go here, there's a bunch of these enums, bunch of these transitions. So, and as you can see, obviously, for every action, there's three different transition states, which is loading, success, and fail. So you could see we could have even automated this, but I hate that. So here you can define the behavior of what it means. So what does it mean to me when a user logs out? Well, it means that I set authenticated to false, that I set user transitions to failed, and whatever, right? I mean, we could go now, of course, shoots them very, very detailed, right? But I think you don't actually even need for me to show you this. I think the core point here is that, like, when you're writing any system, when you do any system, doesn't matter what it is. Let me just kind of try to convey one picture, 1,000 words, right? So you have an app, you have some app. This app can be anything. It doesn't matter if it's React, if it's whatever, who cares? These frameworks and tools come and go. Fundamentally, they all do exactly the same thing. So you have your app, and the hardest thing about any app is state, right? So this is backend state, frontend state, isomorphic state. It doesn't really matter. State is always painful, right? You have to deal with so many things, especially today where single page apps or UIs are very complex. There's transitions, animations, local storage, offline storage, like offline support, backend caching, cache invalidation. There's so many, so we can agree that it's highly complex, right? But really what all of the UIs on this planet are composed of is some UI, show me crap, and then what this crap is showing depends on this state, right? So what you really want to achieve in any, I'm telling you this with, I've been building UIs as well as backends for more than 20 years. So this is literally, if I had to summarize it in 2 minutes, I would summarize it this way. You have the UI, your JSX, HTML, something that eventually becomes like as we call it, hard HTML. And then your goal is like, how can I separate these two as much as possible? So they're not super mixed, right? So when something happens, I have a place where I can go and see that. That's why, for example, if we take a look at Redux, here, right? Why these Redux dev tools are so useful, right? When you're debugging, because you're always debugging state, right? Keep in mind that maybe 15 years ago or so, before we had Angular 1 and Ember.js, Knockout.js, and all of these other frameworks that were amazing, jQuery, right? What we really did, the best engineers back then who were building user interfaces, right? They would have something like this. Like I have an array of objects. So I have like to do, you know, hi. And then what we would do, we would build our own little mini libraries because these frameworks didn't exist to a huge degree. So what we would do, right, the way that we would render HTML, we would react to the changes in the data structures. So when somebody goes and says, you know, to-dos.push somewhere in the app, literally in a JavaScript app, so somebody clicks a button, right? That button calls some function that pushes a new record into this array here. Let's call it R. Then we would re-render the whole thing. So we would, even back then, we were always reacting to data changes, and then the UI would follow, not the other way around. Some people, the beginners, myself as well, when I started, we would work in a hard HTML. So you would have an HTML document, right? So you would have your HTML tag, you would have body, let's just cut it short. So what we would do back then, and I'm getting to the point, don't worry, I'm getting to a point, I think you're gonna like it, it's gonna be very useful. So what we would do, right, we would use document object model API, as called DOM, right, document object model. And what we would basically do, we would directly manipulate elements on the page, and that was absolutely disgusting, right? So you had like a h1 with a class of foo, right? So what we would do, the way that we would operate, we would directly change. They say when a user clicks a button, do document.get elements by class name, right? And then you would be like foo, and then you would be like inner HTML, and then you would change it to bar, right? So we weren't always reacting to data structure changes, we were directly manipulating HTML, right? And that was terrible, right? Because you never knew what the state is, because you cannot do an if statement about this, right? So going back to this, so yeah, modern web became modern when we started, at least in the browsers. Of course, WordPress and PHP and all of these server-side languages, Java, C#, they had their own renderers before, so that was kind of a monolithic approach. But when we started building like a decoupled apps, like a browser, like a backend is just a backend and UI, this is when the modern web became modern. Now, the reason why, in order to understand this modern web today, history is important to be mentioned, is that, so the point is, even to this day, we still want to continue doing what we were doing. We still want to have some state, and then when that state changes, we want to propagate that visually. And that's really what visual stuff should do. So this React thing here, or any other crap, React, the Vue, Stencil, I don't fucking know, 5,000 others, what they really do is they care about the state. So hey, when the state changes, just render some crap on my screen, right? Render crap on screen, right? So that's why it's so crucial to do the state well in the UI, because if you don't, your UI is gonna suck big time. It's always gonna suck, right? This is the fundamental heart of building user interfaces. Like, so if this thing is done right, oh, so cute. It's not. Awkward, yeah. But you get what I mean. So with that said, when you have a state machine like this, even though it's not really a state machine, that's the wrong thing, right? You make a proper separation of these concerns in such a way where you don't actually you fail less, right? So that's why whenever you can do stuff like this, it doesn't have to be a Redux, it can be really any other thing. It doesn't have to be a library, you can do this, right? I think context has nothing to do with this, right? Context, you're not failing because of context, right? I think you're failing because of other reasons. Context, it has nothing to do with that. Context is just a way to consume data from one place in another, right? So I don't think that context is your problem. The reason why context exists is that imagine we had couple of these boxes, right? I mean, sorry for being condescending a little bit. I'm sure you know this, but it's a good reminder. Imagine, because the reason why context exists is to avoid prop drilling, right? So you have this, and this, and this, and this, right? So in order for me to get the data to this place from the green guy, before we would have to do prop drilling, right? So I would have to pass value from the green guy to this ping to this guy. Let's actually make it. So I would have to pass the prop from this guy to this guy to this guy and then to this guy. So I would have to do this prop drilling. Now with context, you say, I have some data here where this green guy is. And then here you can just consume the data from the green guy, right? So you can avoid passing it to this guy, and then here. But that's the only thing that context solves. It has nothing to do with state. It has all to do with just consuming the state, but not with designing the state itself. Right? So it's just a tool. So I don't think that that has. You will still. I mean, when you install Redux, if you haven't already, you will be using React Redux, which is literally a context library, right? So if we take a look at app tsx here, right? If we scroll down here somewhere, if we find that context provider, right, which is maybe here or maybe in my main TSX. No, Redux, let's see. Let me just find it. So this provider is also context, right? So this is literally just a regular context, React context, and we pass store and then the Redux store. So this is Redux. But everything else is not Redux. Everything else is React Redux library, this guy, which is just a context. Why do we need it? For the exact reason that I was explaining. So anywhere in my app, I can consume any slice of global state however I want, right? So that is the so that thing is not really going to solve anything for you. You have another problem. All right, cool. Hopefully that was useful to at least some of you. All right, let's go back to our beloved AI and see what it has done. We need to do a massive review of that, even though it shouldn't have been too much. Learning objectives. Yes, cool. Agreed. Yeah, correct. What is this crap, man? Why Why are so many things open, man? Wait, let me close this bullshit, man. And what is this file? Use scores for manager. Okay. Okay, let's see what it did. All right. Yeah, I don't think that suffices. No, I don't think that's enough. I think it kind of failed there a bit. Okay, but it's fine. Sure. Okay. All right, let's test it, and then we need to kind of do more. Course not found. What? Okay. All right, foo. This is also bad. Okay, let's actually go and fix that stuff a bit before we let's close this bullshit here. What's the difference between Java and JavaScript? A fundamental difference. JavaScript is an interpreted language. JavaScript is an interpreted language. Java is a compiled language, number one. So that's the hugest difference. Java runs in JVM, in a virtual machine, basically. Virtual runtime. JavaScript runs in the browsers and the backend in an engine called V8, written in C++. So that's the core differences. And then what the ends that they target are slightly different, but they're just different languages. Java is object-oriented programming language. JavaScript, to some degree, it is, but JavaScript has prototypal inheritance. Java has classical inheritance. So these types of inheritances are, I would say, sufficiently different, right? So JavaScript is built around prototypal inheritance, where every JavaScript object belongs to a certain root object. So, for example, when you create a number, that number belongs to a number prototype. And you can, of course, create your own custom types, your own custom prototypes. But it's very different. Yes, I would say it's very different. Okay, that is in fact surprisingly correct. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Then there does seem to be some order here, so that's, you could say, fine. Okay. So what happens if we save? Okay, fails. Good. Okay, let's take a look at the payload. Okay. Okay, what did actually fail? So something in our AJV and other JSON validator schema has failed. So the response is blah blah blah. Learning outcomes, validation fields, empty string must have required property learning outcomes. What the fuck? That makes absolutely zero sense. All right, cool. So what is this? So I guess this is somewhere in update course in the API, right? Yes. Yep. Oh, I see. I see. Okay. So if we go to our schemas, actually, I think if we go to our router instead, and if we find the put right here, it is. So let's take a look at the body. That is most likely what's farting out, even though we should be implicitly inheriting these types out of the schema, but that's now beside the point. That is absolutely weird. That actually, okay, let's do the process of elimination here. Would be easiest. So if we literally just ignore the schema, you know, we say, hey, fuck schema, we don't care. Let's try to hit this again just to make sure that that is in fact a problem. And that is in fact a problem we can see. If we take a look at that in our DB right now. So if we just fuck, what was the slug of this? Let's get a slug. Havoc Blast, hey buddy. Let's see if this shitty extension is gonna work now. If not, we're gonna... Oh, music, yeah. Music, same dude, good. You're alive. Fuck you, bitch. Yeah, Mouse is annoying. I know, man. I annoy myself as well. What can I do? The fact that you willingly joined the stream is even more sad. Keep making the same mistake over and over again and expecting different outcomes. Maybe if I join tonight, Alex is gonna be less annoying. Bitch. Fuck you guys, you know, alright? My voice is not annoying. I was just kidding, bastards. Well, he literally just took that as granted, like, yeah, Alex, my voice is also annoying. Like, shut up, bro. My voice is amazing. Absolutely perfect. It's a perfect voice. Very manly voice. Super manly voice. Actually, let me add more bass. So it's kind of shit. You guys are saying that I sound like a pussy. Jesus Christ. You sound like a pussy. Where can I, like, make it like a manly voice? Like, hey guys, how you doing? How's life? Shit. Man, I need to boost it. So that's kind of what I heard from you guys. It's like, Alex, you know, it would be better if you kind of boost your crappy voice a bit. Yeah, but where? Next time you join the stream, I'm gonna be like, hey, my dudes. Hey, my dudes. But the way, man, at the speed at which he jumped on that, my voice is also annoying. Fuck you, man. My voice is amazing. I love my voice. Sometimes I just stand in front of the mirror and I just talk to suit myself. How quickly did he shit on my voice? Incredible. Did I mention that I worked for Blizzard? I don't know, man. I feel bad for that guy. I mean, I don't follow Twitch much and stuff, and I'm definitely not into content creators world, but I did watch maybe 1 or 2 videos a couple of months ago about that guy, and I don't know, man. He's a nerd, man. Like, I think us nerds, we have to be given probably 50 times more benefit of the doubt, because we are inherently assholes in a way, right? We are egoistic assholes, and, you know, that's also fine, dude. That doesn't mean we suck. It just means that we're, you know, sometimes deep in our own assholes like that guy. And, you know, nobody deserves that level of attack, right? Okay, this wasn't updated. Let's see why. It's a bit weird. So let's try that again. Actually, let's print this bad boy here. Bode. Oh, next time I stream, in a couple of days, I hope I'm gonna be. Hey, my dudes, what's this is completely my voice. This is how I talk. I'm like a very badass guy because my voice is super deep. The fuck is this, bro? Thanks for the follow, dude. All right, let's actually. Wow, that's that. What is that, man? What is that? Muscle network. I mean, yeah. When we fail with the programming network, for sure, there's hope. You know, there's hope. The hell happened here, my bro? All right, okay. That is that is a bit annoying. I must say, my friends. That is a bit annoying. All right. I mean, I meant to say, all right. Learning objectives, yes. G Bounty, my friend. Good evening. How you doing, my friend? How you doing, buddy? You good? All right, so did we actually run the migration? That is, did I run? Yeah, maybe. Fuck, man, I didn't run the migration, dude. Right? Maybe I didn't execute the migration. Or maybe I did. About good as it gets. Very good, man. Very happy to hear. Yeah, we did, in fact. What the hell, man? Yeah, of course we did. So why is this failing, farting out? Kind of late stream. Yeah. I kind of, my wife is doing something. Both of my kids are sleeping, and I just said to my wife, you know what? I'm just gonna go and do a quick one. Yeah, exactly. Okay, give me a second. Something is kind of wrong here, so let's see what it is. Something ain't right. I'm not natively Danish, but yeah, I live in Denmark for more than a decade, yeah. So you could say that I'm already Danishified, if you may. Okay, let's try. Is your wife Danish? No, my wife is not Danish. No. Update course. Let's try like this. Where slug is. Sorry, that's not a correct syntax. Update course set learning outcomes to, I suppose, foo, where slug is we're missing an equal sign. I mean, yeah, to be very honest with you, yeah, I think these countries are very good, because I also lived for 5 years in Sweden, and I mean, these people here in these societies are so nice that you actually do want to assimilate to that degree, right? So I think of course, nobody suggests to change your core values or anything like that, especially if your values are already nice and if you're a good person, right? But it is nice societies, and it's very easy to blend in here, because I would say, thank you guys for your follows, appreciate it. Okay, so that's really weird. So let's get back to AI. I mean, I'm debugging it now, but let's also maybe can just finalize this crap. This doesn't seem to be updating our new learning objectives, as French people would say. No, they wouldn't. And yeah, I have some friends in Rotterdam, so Netherlands is also nice. I used to claw it down. I can't code. Yeah, Truman. I used to work maybe 10-15 years ago when I was in Sweden at Lund University. I worked with a Tom guy from Netherlands. I remember the guy. He was very kind. Yeah, that is a little bit insane, man. I mean, most of my family is in the US as well, but they're not there. Most of them are in Arizona and areas around it. So yeah, it is quite it's quite insane, definitely. Yeah. You moved from Arizona. Nice. My family is in Phoenix. Nice, dude. That's cool. Super cool. Let's just validate this. Intro video learning outcomes. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. I know. Too hot is a... Yeah, that is not correct. Why the fuck is this guy failing with that? That is absolutely not correct. Okay, let's validate that. Not that. I don't care about that yet. Okay, that is correct. In fact, yes. Sure. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. I guess we forgot to update the model, right? Yeah. So we can uncomment this now. Should be fine. Yeah, okay, that's very good. That's very good. Let's kind of get back at it here. Let's get back to our thing here. So we have a food there. Let's say bar. Try to reorder them. Okay. It's just a standard one. It's a standard one. It's I don't know the name. I think it's Fast Track or something like that. But yeah, standard stuff. I mean, I never yet applied for passport. I probably will at one point. But yeah. Yeah, this is, let's kind of, yeah. Not yet, never. Yeah, not yet, just to put it that way, yeah. I would say, oops, what the hell did I do there? Let's take a look at that. Call to action, hero. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, and also didn't want to do that. Let's try this. So where do we want to put this thing? I mean, where should we put it, though? Yeah, man, I mean, if you don't own any property or whatever in the US, right? Then, yeah, why not, right? I would say you're absolutely right. Why not, right? Kind of boils down to Hey, Dev, good evening, buddy. Thank you for coming. Shit, that's not what I wanted. So the only thing, of course, now that we miss here, and we'll probably need to implement that, is deleting these, like clearing this crap, right? So we'll need some delete icon, because these are just simple string arrays, right? So it's literally just popping off that crap of just removing it from the array. So that's gonna be fine, easy stuff. Let's do that. Let's grab a screenshot from here. Let's add a little delete icon next on hover, so user can delete the learning item. So I think this is one of the kind of features lacking now. If I go to production, so I guess on my own disaggregated video course, I'll kind of also need to add that, because right now it's not there, obviously. Yep, sure. Learning objectives. Oh, actually, we already had it. Okay. Icon delete. Icon remove. Let's try this icon remove circle. Okay. Let's get over here. Okay. Now the core question is, if we go back to Udemy as inspiration, this is kind of what they do, so that's what I like. I mean, we should also kind of maybe add these checkboxes, these marks as well. So let's see, where the hell do we render? So we render them somewhere here, right? Let me actually get back there. Let's go to edit. So yeah, we do have the arrows that barely work. Okay, we'll need to fix that then, I guess. But besides that, what it is that yeah. So I think icon check circle. Yeah. So interesting. What? Oh, never mind. Sorry. We need to go to... So that is in fact correct, most likely, if we go... Yeah, sure. Fine. If we actually get over here, that should be fine, yes. So now we need to go to like course landing page. We need to find learning objectives. Yeah, actually it's here, sure. And then if we get over here, yeah, we actually don't have that in Faker yet, so we'll probably need to extend our Faker to generate some objectives as well, so we can debug better. Actually, just go and preview that. So yeah, so we have these marks here now. I think that looks fine. I think that looks good. We could do something like this to kind of kill the monotony a little bit. Is this what they also say, what you learn? Yeah, sure. Let's use actually our own typography from our own library that we wrote. Let's kind of get rid of this bullshit here. Okay, maybe not get rid of it, but let's do this. Yeah. Yeah. this is kind of the only crappy thing, right, is that this ready to dive in and begin your learning should only start before you enroll into a course, right? So if we find one where that I'm not enrolled, right now I'm enrolled in that. Try this. Continue learning shit. Awesome, man. Very happy to hear that, dude. Very happy to hear that. It's the same under... It's basically the same under... What the fuck is happening, bro? Okay, never mind. These are some stale courses. I would say that is the same kind of... So now I'm going to reuse that same Zen editor we wrote, right? So you can see also writing article is the same now. You can do heading, right? You can say bullet list. So yeah, the experience we built is amazing. I agree. I think it's one of the best experiences out there now. If you saw, we also have these custom TipTap extensions we built, like you know, like what they're called. And I still need to kind of improve that a little bit. But these things, right? So that is so for sure. I'm gonna actually most likely tomorrow these bugs that you reported, I'll fix with this extension. But yeah, there's more to come here. But I want it to be the best experience, literally online. I don't exaggerate, because I want to write a lot of articles, courses, and stuff over the upcoming years. So I need to do it primarily for myself and then for the rest of people. So more tools we can add here to make this experience as awesome as possible. I also haven't tested the table a lot. Nice, man. Because we also have a table, but I'm not a huge fan of it right now, because we need, like, you see, like we need, this needs to be a bit more clear. So there is a table here and stuff, but all the tools we can have to write better stuff, for sure, man. I agree with you. I'm also writing a new article now. It's called The Tyranny of If Else. I'm gonna finish this most likely in the upcoming days. It takes a long time to write a good article, and I don't want to use AI and stuff. I want to have it my own way. So yeah. Okay, going back to this. Thank you very much, guys, for your follows. Appreciate it. Yeah, but that's too many continue learning, man. Yeah, that fucking sucks, man. Welcome back, maybe. Maybe something like, let's get better one step at a time. Some bullshit like that. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Okay. That I like. I will put that as a text primary. All right, let's deploy some of this stuff. It's ready. Just gonna do a final review here. Learning outcomes. Yeah, no, actually no, it's not ready yet from the UI perspective, but we'll fix that so we can deploy the backend already. Yeah, that's a fairly simple shit. Yeah, should be harmless. Nothing there to ruin our data. I love you, man. Have a good night, Cedric. Thank you for being around, dude. See you tomorrow, buddy, or some other day. Whenever I'm around. All right, awesome. And yeah, so UI is not quite there, I think, in this sense here. Let's review these the sorting under this thing here. We have this sorting that doesn't work. Let's see why. So let's find this thing. What will students learn? Let's close all of this bullshit here. Also this. Okay. Handle key down. What? Okay, sure. Let's debug this bullshit. What? No, that's what? No, man, that's completely wrong. Come on. Oh my god. Okay, that is very poorly written, I have to say. Okay, without us getting into dealing with arrays right now, this is disgusting best. Let's improve this and ensure that sorting works. Yeah, this is a little bit strange. Yeah. Okay. Using like a shell sort or something here. Jesus Christ. So imperative. So imperative. Some attempts of declarative code, but absolutely disgusting. Oh, okay. Additionally, let's make sure this is implemented declaratively, not implementing university level algorithms manually. Jesus Christ. Is it seriously using splice? Dude, seriously. But splice is not immutable, right? It mutates the array, right? It mutates the actual. Why? Jesus, man, I should have just written this on my own. For fuck's sake, man. Okay, this is one of these things where you thought it's gonna speed it up, but now it's just writing gibberish. Why are you using splice and mutating the original array? That makes absolutely no sense. Jesus, man. Oh my god, dude, what is this? Like half a token a second? I don't get it. Why is it so slow, man? All right, man. Jesus Christ. Okay. Just proceed with implementation. Actually, see, did No, I mean, of course, by the opinion. I mean, vulnerabilities exist in every language, and they're part of this industry. They're always in, right? So why would they affect my opinion, right? I mean, these things happen in all languages, right? So, no, absolutely not. Also, it hasn't affected me. I'm not using Next.js, so maybe there's also that, but I'm not using that crap. I use plain React. Yeah, it seems that the stream is starting to fart out, guys. I can restart the stream, but I think I'm gonna round up anyway, because it's almost midnight, so I think this is fine. Also, you guys are quiet. I'm basically talking to myself here for the most part. So also, it's kind of, yeah, I think I'm gonna round it up, because it's one of these streams when, yeah, not the people that usually come and talk are here. So it's kind of also meaningless for me to kind of stream when everybody's just pretending to be watching, right? All right, guys, I'm gonna go off. Thank you very much for being here. For those of you who were here, I'll see you some other time, and talk to you soon. I wish you a great start of the week tomorrow, and we speak some other time. Peace out, everybody. Bye bye.